Good morning, my classy people. It is Thursday morning, and we're literally one day out from Friday's Breeders' Cup start of the Future Star Friday for the 2-year-old babies. They'll be in town all day at Del Mar, and on Saturday, of course. And remember, tip sheets are still available for both days, $20 each day, $35 if you buy for the 2 days. Just please email us at speedking24@yahoo.com. Well, let's get right after it, and we're here to do our Breeders' Cup Classic analysis and give you our final say in this and picks. Well, of course, we all know that the landscape has changed significantly because our 6-5 favorite, our Kentucky Derby winner, and ultimately our Belmont Stakes winner and Travers winner, is scratched due to a fever. And of course, we are happy that the connections made the right decisions by the equine. That being said, yeah, things have changed quite drastically, and I put out my top 7 throwouts, and I'm going to modify that because I do think that Baeza and journalism do have a better chance without the heavy favorite and Sovereignty in here. I did think that Sovereignty would win that race, so it makes the playing field even. I do believe also that the race is more intriguing that he's missing, right? Because it opens it up. The top 3 finishers in last year's Breeders' Cup Classic in Sierra Leone, obviously Fierceness and Forever Younger's in here, and your second and third finisher in this year's Kentucky Derby is in here. So those top 5 are obviously kind of evenly matched, so the pace and the trip will determine the outcome of this for sure. Now, that being said, it's the usual suspects, right? Potato or potato. I mean, I can't get out of my mind that Fierceness has drawn a bad post position, in my opinion only, and I can't get out of my mind that, you know, when horses announce their retirement, that type of thing with Fierceness and Sierra Leone. So again, having looked at all the data that I have in front of me, race number 9, of course, is the race about 6:15 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, and it's for a cool $7 million. My top pick is I'm going to do something a little different this time. I think that the race is going to set up beautifully for someone to be improving, and all of these are young horses that are improving. But my top pick this year is going to be the number 8 horse. No, he did not just say it. I'm going to take Mindframe in here, and hear me out here. We know the usual suspects in the Sierras and the Fierceness, and of course the Reporter Horse and Baeza, the PA Derby winner. Again, no disrespect for on them, but I do believe that the number 8 horse trained by Todd Pletcher, IRAD, is in the yarn. You know you're going to get a great ride. 5 wins from 8 starts in 2 seconds for $1.8 million. Here's the new shooter on the scene, and I believe that this horse is sitting on an explosive race. I really do believe that. Once the big guy got out of the race, Sovereignty, the new shooter here to me, by Constitution on the back end, by the great Street Sense, who was by Street Cry, a Godolphin runner, of course, you know, I just believe that this horse, last race on August 31st in the Jockey Club Gold Cup, where, you know, thank God nobody got hurt, that he never had a chance to shine. I really do believe he would have won that race, and he was sitting on a great race coming out of the June 28th Stephen Foster, where he won and beat Sierra Leone, right, handily for sure, and My First Mission, a Godolphin runner. So this horse has not run a top race, or has not run a race since June 28th, and not sure what, if anything, he got out of the August 31st race. Of course, he didn't go down and fall or hurt himself in any way, but he did run around the track. I believe that that race is pointing him towards a race that he's never run before. I think this horse is going to run better than he's ever run before, and I say that on my database here. I love the pace number for him. He only has 8 starts. He is a talented, beautiful looking horse owned by Mr. Rapoli, and I believe that if this horse improves, and he's going to have to beat this bunch. But I think if there's ever been a coming out party, this is it. Mindframe to me is sitting on a huge race. I happen to look at my database. I love the pace numbers on them. I love the splits on them. And I had an opportunity to sit in with a couple buddies the other night discussing this horse, and they broke out a pack of sheets, of course, some Thoroughbreds. And this horse has run in his last race on June 28th, I believe it is, a negative 3/4 on the sheets, breaking through his previous 2 or 3 races where he ran a 3/4, right? Just 3/4 less from a 0. So he broke through, and now he should have plenty of rest, obviously, from the June 28th race. And I think this horse could jump a point or 2 on the sheets, which will put him in the body of this race. Now, you know, Irad will be hustling, who didn't win a Breeders' Cup race last year, by the way. But yeah, I do believe that this horse is sitting on a big time race. We like to call it an explosive race. Now, if I was listening to Lynn Raggedson, he was saying, well, this isn't the race to be exploding in, son. You know, you have to already be established at that level. And these are some very talented horses. Of course, Fierceness, Sierra, Forever Young, and of course, the Reporter horse don't have to apologize, and nor does your PA Derby winner Baeza. But again, that being said, when the rubber meets the road here, I'm getting great value on the number 8 horse. He's 10-1 on the morning line. I figure he should be about 8-1 or 7-1, somewhere in there. And he is looking to improve off of that Stephen Foster race, right? I'm going to put a line right through the Jockey Club Gold Cup race because of all the antics that was going on in that race. And I do believe that this horse could be undefeated for sure. Now, when I look back at his 3-year-old form, he was beaten a half length in the Belmont Stakes. I mean, this horse could really be a Belmont Stakes winner, but Dornoch beat him that day, and in that race, the Belmont Stakes, he beat Sierra Leone by a length. Mindframe beat Sierra Leone twice already. By a length, and he beat him in the Stephen Foster as well. And then they rolled back last year, the very last race he ran in July at Monmouth Park, my home track. He lost again to Dornoch, who's a champion in his own right. So again, as a 4-year-old, bigger, stronger, races have gotten faster. I do believe that this horse is sitting on an explosive race, and he's my top pick in this year's Breeders' Cup Classic. Well, secondly, well, you know, I don't want to overstate this or overdo it by any means. I do believe that the horse that should be the favorite now should be Forever Young. I think Japan is close as they have ever been. This year, Globetrotter obviously keep putting in the work. You know the numbers. You know how he runs. 9 wins from 12 starts in 3 seconds, right? I thought he had not a bad ride in last year's Classic, but he did have some trouble as he was bumped by Arthur Ride and those other type of horses for sure. So again, he is the horse I believe should be the favorite, and I believe Japan has a great shot to win another Breeders' Cup since 2021, but their first Classic. Our second pick is Forever Young. Our third pick, well, I can't go far away from Fierceness. I hate the post on this horse. I believe he's going to take a bunch of money for sure. I still can't get out of my head horses that announced that they're retiring before, before their last race. Don't win very high percentage time. But that being said, obviously, Fierceness is a horse that I have a big weakness for. He was my Derby pick back in the day, and he's just reeled off beautiful races. You know that. By City of Light, a Breeders' Cup mile winner, his sire, and you got the cool, smooth, golden hand man, Johnny V in the yarn, hot as all get out. I can understand people liking him. I've always loved him, but he's going to be my third pick here. And then we're going to round it out with Sierra Leone. Well, we know the last 70 yards, he'll be picking them up and laying them down. Don't think the pace is going to be hugely fast, but I think it will be, pretty quick. So Sierra Leone will be our fourth pick as we round it out. So there it is. There's your SpeedKing Classic. Being cute as always. Going to have a bunch of fun. I'm probably not going to bet the body of races. I'm probably going to have, multiple horses in my pick 3s, pick 4s, and pick 5s because I got a huge opinion in the sprint. Obviously, I like Mulligan, and I have a huge opinion in the distaff, and I yet need to do that video if I get to it. So I'm going to probably use multiple horses here because I'm not betting the body of the race. I'm betting horizontally, which is usually 90% of my wagers for sure. But I do think Mindframe is sitting on go-go. If this horse is 10-1 or better, I'll be forced to bet this horse to win and maybe even will him in a trifecta. I do think he has a great shot. So our top pick is the number 8. Our second pick is that great Japanese horse, Forever Young, which I am. The number 5, and then we round out the tribe with Fierceness, right? The Great Fierceness, and Sierra Leone will be picking them up. Got that horse in the 4th spot. So for us, 8, 5, 1, 7, just like that. Go ahead and box it up. These are evenly matched. I think if there's ever been a coming out party and you wanted to make it on a national stage, Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz, Mindframe. This horse looks explosive to the SpeedKing, and the value don't hurt either. He better improve, and I think that he will. There it is, folks. Talk to y'all real soon. Stay classy in all that you do. Remember to have a bunch of fun, whatever you do. And most of all, if they go low, you keep it 100. You keep it classy. Do it with decency and respect. Talk to y'all real soon. Let's see how good Mindframe runs. Turn back some of the other oldies.